Cyberpunk 2077 is a sequel for the tabletop RPG games of Cyberpunk 2013, 2020, and Red. And on this video, you're gonna learn everything important that happened before 2077. This is Coldfire and welcome to The Edge. The Cyberpunk world is an alternate history that starts diverging from our own on the year of 1990. The event that marks this diversion is the secret coup launched by the Gang of Four, a coalition of federal agencies that effectively ends democracy in USA. This led to many states starting ignoring federal authority, declaring themselves free states. By the year of 1992, a treaty established the European Economic Community, and a commonly universal currency is established, the Eurodollar, or on the street slang, just eddies. At about the same year, the DEA starts developing and spreading several design plagues worldwide targeting coca and opium plants, leading to savage drug wars between Europe and USA. We also had the development of CHOOH2, a synthetic fuel that made all the others obsolete in a couple of years. On 1993, Colombia retaliates USA for their anti-drug policy by detonating a small tactical nuke device in New York City, killing 15,000 people. At 1994, there is the world stock market crash caused by a scandal that uncovered that USA were manipulating the European and American stock markets. About the same time, the USA-European community and the new Soviets start a new space race seeking economic and military advantage over each other. Only a year later, the Kilimanjaro mass driver starts construction under the joint agreement between the European Space Agency and the Pan-African Alliance. The year of 1996 marks the collapse of the United States, wrecked by losses in the world stock crash, overwhelmed by unemployment, homelessness, and corruption. Many cities either collapse, go bankrupt, or call independency. By the end of the year, the US Constitution is suspended and martial law established. In 1997, we have what became known as the Middle East Meltdown, a very limited thermonuclear war that destroyed much of the Middle East, causing radioactive fallout around the world. At 1998, a 10.5 earthquake decimates Los Angeles and 35% of the city is underwater, and up to 65,000 people are killed. At 1999, the Tycho colony is established on the moon, and a mass driver is conducted to provide raw materials for orbital platforms. At the New Year's Eve of 2000, a chemical attack led by millennium cultists killed up to 19,000 people on Berlin. In 2001, the WorldSat network is set in place, marking the start of the net. In 2002, mutated plant virus wiped out Canadian and new Soviet crops, causing a worldwide food shortage. On 2003, the Second Central American War starts. USA invades Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, Venezuela, and the war is a complete disaster which causes the remaining Gang of Four to be swept away. Elections are resumed, although they are heavily influenced by mega corporations. On the years between 2004 and 2005, we have the first corporate war. Commando raids and cyberspace attacks between IBM and Orbital Air introduced to the world the age of the direct corporate warfare. In 2006, we have one of the biggest milestones of humanity. We have the first human clone grown in vitro. Mindless, it only lives for 6 hours though. And it's almost looked like they created a short-lived politician, right? On 2007, we have the second corporate war that lasts until 2010. Sovoil and Petrochem failed to negotiate with each other over the newly discovered oil fields south of China. This war is so pointless that even cynical observers are shocked at the level of violence. At the same year, Braindance was developed at UC Santa Cruz, California, a discovery that will revolutionize the entertainment industry. In 2008, an US assault on Russian weapons platform caused the European Space Agency to intervene, which leads to the first orbital war between Europe and the United States. Well, that until Tycho colony mass driver drops a 2-ton rock on Colorado Springs, sending the city back to the Stone Age. Overwhelmed by the European power, the USA surrenders. In 2010, the first viable human clones are available. No technology exists to implant personality or memories yet, so they're only used for body parts. 2011, the Crystal Palace orbital station is completed and the European Space Agency now has a permanent hold on the high orbit zone. In 2013, the legendary rocker boy Johnny Silverhand hosts a concert that spirals into a riot in Night City. The rioters killed 18 people, wounded 51, and obliterated an old Arasaka complex. Another mark that will definitely be important for the Cyberpunk 2077 is the development of the Soul Killer virus, a computer software that will not only fry the Netrunner brains but will trap its consciousness on a digital prison. This is the closest we can get from the actual hell. In response of cyber warfare, the Netwatch, a previously private organization, is established worldwide as a joint force between the US and the European government. And still at the busy year of 2013, we have the first true artificial intelligence being developed at Microtech's Sunnyvale, California facility. In 2014, IG Transformations redesigned the net, and during this time, renegade netrunner Wretch Partmos plants the Dark Crash virus into the architecture of the net. 2016 holds the third corporate war, where unknown cyber terrorists attack the network of corporations worldwide, causing billions of euro dollars of losses. As expected, in 2020, the events of Cyberpunk 2020 takes place, so that is actually a whole new video just to cover the 2020s. In 2021, NASA builds its first base on Mars, and it's called the Christ Base. Also, the Euro Aquacorp Sino attempts to acquire bankrupt Aquacorp IHAG, which on the near future will cause the fourth corporate war. By 2022, tensions still escalate, while Arasaka Security and Militech spar to see who controlled the outcome of the Sino-OTech war. Along that year, the tensions keep rising, culminating into an open fourth corporate war between Militech and Arasaka. The Chicago building project collapses as Arasaka detonates several virus bombs in an effort to deny the city to Militech. The data cache virus now infects 78.2% of the net. Aware of the virus potential, Saburo Arasaka sets to create a secure database in the new Arasaka Towers facility in Night City. Fed up with the fighting, High Riders at O'Neill 2 declare independence, using Deltas and Scavenger mass drivers to drop dozens of lunar rocks at key sites all over the planet, causing widespread death and destruction. USA and Japan officially recognize the new High Rider government. By the year of 2023, total breakdown of international trade is set. Container ship and air travel have been totally disrupted, supplies and food sit on the docks worldwide and unable to reach stores, and many megacorps collapse as the logistics is pretty much inexistent. August the 20th, 2023. The Night City Holocaust. An incursion team led by Solo Morgan Blackhand and rocker boy Johnny Silverhand attempt to destroy the security database on the Arasaka Towers facility. During the assault, an area denial nuclear device is detonated, which destroy much of the central Night City. Over 500,000 people are killed, and another 250,000 die in the resulting aftermath. As a result, Militech is nationalized by the US President Elizabeth Kreese, and the nuclear fallout gives start what would be called the Age of the Red. Atmospheric particles from the nuclear blast in Night City, as well as debris from the orbital rock strikes, conventional explosives, and the wartime burning and annihilation of cities and agricultural areas, create a sheet of red pall over the skies worldwide. For near 2 years, skies are tinged with a blood red color, which eventually dies down to a brilliant red sunshines and sunsets through the next decade. Finally, at the year 2025, the end of the Fourth Corporate War is declared. This includes a 3-year wrap-up as pockets of fighting are equalized by Militech and national armies. While there is only one nuke dropped during the war, the war's infrastructure is severely impacted, although not destroyed entirely. At the same year, the net is officially down. Alt Cunningham establishes the Ghost World in the ruins of bio-destroyed Hong Kong. As everything in Hong Kong is dead, the Chinese government puts a 100-foot tall wall to keep the plague contained. At the same year, the Japanese government almost breaks down. Arasaka is reduced to a Japan-only corporation for the next decade, and the European Union is pretty much restored. From the years of 2026 to 2030, many groups displaced from the cities on the time of the Fourth War now start to reclaim back their territory. They are supported by nomads who set up convoys between cities. There is massive looting from old tech and abandoned storehouse, very limited VPNs with corporate packs. The Arasaka company breaks down into 3 warring factions, and the United States is now a functional dictatorship under President Elizabeth Kreese on a so-called state of emergency. For the next 5 years, from 2031 to 2035, the main events are the resettlement of the suburban Night City, as Night City Central is starting to get rebuilt, but for now the foothills and the small cities around it are overpacked with refugees who fled from the radioactive in the ruins of the corporate zone. Many high roads are starting to re-establish with the help of the nomads, and at this point they pretty much operate at all ports and control all roads. Corporations are now mostly local, but slowly start to regain regional reach. We also have the start of the city nets, which are local VPNs established in some of the reclaimed cities. So now instead of having a global network, all we have are local VPNs connected with short range. There are some rumors that rocker boy Johnny Silverhand body has been found in cold storage on a body bank on the wreckage of Old Night City, and this could probably be the main plotline for the Cyberpunk 2077 game, so more on that on a future video. By the end of this period, the central Night City start to be rebuilt and the shape of Night City will be changed forever. Between 2036 and 2045, President Elizabeth Kreese keeps pushing for a unifying America as the final wave cities start reclamation, under support from the local government and remaining megacorps. Many factories are rebuilt and we start getting back to the lost tech. New corps start to rise from the wreckage of the Fourth Corporate War. NetWatch attempts to clear out the rabbits and re-establish the old net. After losing a 3-year battle, they give up and shut down all major nodes into the old net, although some netrunners still try to go there to loot the abandoned systems. We also have the rise of the first mega buildings to handle population explosion. These are all-in-one buildings designed to operate as a whole living city. The residents will be born, live, and die inside those buildings. By the year of 2054, the main character of Cyberpunk 2077, called V, is born. And 23 years later, we are here. Welcome to the dark future of 2077. I hope you had fun watching this, and if this video was helpful to you, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Cyberpunk content. Thank you so much for watching, and I see you next time.